Welcome to the 2025-2026 Fantasy Filmball Draft. I'm your master of ceremonies, your MC, if you will, the reigning back-to-back champion, Dyl. And now before we dive into some new updates that spice up the game, let me give you a quick rundown on what Fantasy Filmball is in case you are brand new to our channel here today. Essentially, Fantasy Filmball is a competitive awards-based fantasy game. Think of like fantasy football and basketball, where instead of sports, we're talking about awards season. We have leagues of 6 players who each draft and manage rosters of 10 films to build their ultimate awards season roster. Players rack up points throughout the season based on real world metrics such as award season's wins and nominations. This can be as big as the Oscars and as small as regional critic groups. They also gain points through Metacritic scores, box office performance, head-to-head matchups, and award show predictions. Each season essentially lines up with the award season calendar. Yes, maybe Cannes is behind us in the rearview mirror, but all the fall film festivals have yet to commence. So every year we get together, we draft right before the Venice Film Festival. That way, a lot of the season is still a complete unknown, and there's a lot of different directions you can really go to build your rosters. Strategies for the game of Filmball really range from player to player. Obviously, you're gunning for those Best Picture nominees, but it doesn't hurt to draft some international flair. Animation and documentaries are also real strategy type players, as well as those big blockbuster hits that can snag a few tech awards. At the end of the day, the goal is to outscore your opponents by predicting which films will perform the best across awards season in various categories. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and introduce this year's slate of competitors. We have some familiar faces, some brand new blood, all chasing that illustrious Fantasy Filmball Championship crown. Hello, reigning back-to-back champion Dyl here, and I have to say, I'm feeling pretty great heading into this season with the first overall pick. Last year, that mega trade getting Wicked in exchange for September 5 really propelled my team to stardom. Obviously, it was like a 50-50 deal at that moment. September 5 was getting all this festival buzz and Wicked was still this giant mystery, but I had to believe in Oz and it led me to the promised land because in addition to Wicked, I had a complete unknown, Sing Sing, A Real Pain, Nosferatu, Challengers, The Apprentice, Flow. So many films that inside of the Oscar season did really well, and depth has been to the key to both of my back-to-back victories so far. So heading into this 2025 through 2026 season, I really want to keep up this trend of having so much depth on my roster, but also having films that I personally want to see do well as having that nice mix of ones that I think will do well. I've been pretty blessed 2 years in a row to have so much correlation and love my roster personally, as well as love it in an award sense of the style. So heading here with the first overall pick, there's really 2 clear choices. One is a film I do love, but I'm not too sure about its awards chances. And the other one, I don't really like the trailer, but I'm pretty confident in its awards chances. So I still have a giant question mark heading into the first overall pick.
Hey, I'm Arnaud, co-creator of the Fantasy Filmball game, and in the last 7 years of playing this game, I've won once, but I've gotten second place 3 different times, including last year, where I had the best initial lineup out of all the other players in the game, including Emilia Perez, The Brutalist, I'm Still Here, and The Substance, all getting Best Picture nominations. But what got me into second place instead of first was a really foolish early game trade of The Substance before we knew it was going to go absolutely crazy. But enough of being second place. I need to get back that crown for this 8th year of playing, and with a guaranteed pickup of Life of Chuck halfway through the game, a strong early rounds placement, I know I'm not going to be disappointed this year.
You guys know who it is. It's Matt here, and I'm back for, I think this is my 7th, 8th year playing the game. I have done it all. I've won a few times. Past few years haven't been my best, haven't been playing at my top of my game. I am coming back this year for that #1 spot. How am I gonna do that, you might ask? Good question. Here's how. This year, I am going to lean into my taste. I'm going to lean into the things that I like. What I'm finding more and more as time goes on is the Oscars, all these awards, are actually changing to be more like what my taste was. Last year in our draft, The Substance went so far down because none of us thought that something that cool could ever happen. And guess what? It did. And you know what I also took last year that didn't end up happening? I took 2 movies last year in the draft that didn't feel right to me, but everyone else was saying they were right. And then what did those movies do? Nothing. Queer and The Room Next Door were my second and third round picks, and they did nothing. So this year, instead of going with what everyone else says is right, but I don't quite feel in my heart, I'm trusting my gut, I'm trusting my heart, and I am coming for that win. I'm coming for round 3, baby.
So I had the second overall pick in last year's draft, for which I took a Dune Part 2 because I wanted something safe. And in a sense, it was in the way that it would just skate on by incredibly mediocre and would never overachieve at all. So I guess mission accomplished, but with the second pick, kind of a miss. Everything else on my team, regardless of how I feel about the movies, for which I like most of them, never, ever took off. It's actually quite incredible at how much the other movies did not take off. The Wild Robot was my second biggest winner on my team, and it didn't even win the Oscar, for which a lot of people would have said it would have. So, yeah, quite a miss from me. That's my bad. Hoping to redeem myself this year. Probably won't happen, but we'll see.
Hello, everyone. This is Jack, and this is going to be my first season joining the Fantasy Filmball draft for this award season. I've seen some of the past drafts. It seems like it's going to be very fun. I'm very excited to join. I think this is going to be a very interesting award season. I think there were some films that I had on my radar back in when we did early predictions back in March or April that now seem to unfortunately be on everyone's radar, so I won't be able to nab those as late as I would have liked. But I think a lot of our contenders are total wildcards and mysteries. There's not a ton of, besides one, contenders that we've already seen. So I think it'll be very exciting, this draft, and my mentality as the rookie here. It would be lovely to win it all. Rookie season, that would be amazing. I'm just mostly looking to not come in last and also draft a lot of the films that I'm excited for, and I think will be good. I know I've got competition, fierce competition with fellow Avatar stands on this panel with me. So we'll have to see who ends up getting a very, very high value film there. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be very fun, and I'm looking forward to drafting with you all.
Hello, Ryan here. So last year was my first year playing Fantasy Filmball. I thought maybe I would kind of learn as I went along, but things did not go well. It was horrible. Legends and word was spreading around my horrible performance. Even my mother called me, who watches no films. She called me and she was like, yo, Joker 2? What were you thinking? I picked Joker 2, I picked Blitz, and my first and second pick, and those films were, of course, dead on arrival, and there was no recovering from that. It was just boom, downhill from there. This year, I was not able to partake in the first draft, so things are not looking good for me already, but I'm hoping to come back in October and do whatever I can. At the very least, I can blow up other people's games. That's my goal. Last year, I had the Joker on my team. This year, I'm coming in as the Joker, and if I can't win, I will hopefully create as much sabotage as I can. And in the words of the Joker, I'm a man of my word.
Now that we have met our 6 players for this season, let's talk about some of the new changes for this upcoming season, because we are shaking a few things up here in Fantasy Filmball. As always, we are sticking to that 10 films per roster of films that we think will crush it across awards season. That includes the Oscars, of course, but every critics group, festival, box office, Metacritic score, and our viewership, it all counts. But this year, we've made a few key rule changes. The first one, animated and documentary films are receiving a boost. We have heard the outcries from our player base over on our Discord channel, which you can join in the description down below. This season, both of these feature films are getting a little bit of a promotion. They now sit in a higher scoring category and their awards count for more points. This means drafting titles like Flow or 20 Days in Mario Pool will pay off even bigger when those precursors start to rack up. On the flip side though, we have downgraded the Critics' Choice. The Critics' Choice used to be in a category super high up there, the same rank of like BAFTA and Golden Globe and SAG. The issue is the Critics' Choice just has so many categories. And after some community feedback, we've decided to, rebalance it a little bit, because at the end of the day, should the Critics' Choice be giving you double the points of the Golden Globes? Probably not. With this little nerf to the Critics' Choice now, both of those award shows are going to give you about the same amount of points if the film is dominating across the board. And with that, that's basically all the new updates to the game of Filmball. The table's set, the players are ready, the rules are updated, and I guess it's time to kick off the 2025 to 2026 Fantasy Filmball Draft. I have the first pick. So what do I do? Every year I played, even going back to my very first season when I took Mank over Nomadland, there was always a clear number one. I was just a hater of Nomadland and did not want that on my team. So I feel like the way to really work around this game is what I've been trying to do in the years past of playing it smart, taking the safest film every time. And sometimes those films can be the ones I really want to root for. Like last year when I traded down to get Sing Sing and Nickel Boys, two movies I really wanted to root for. And other times it results in me taking movies I don't really care for, like taking Kills of the Flower Moon when I really, really, really wanted to have like Poor Things on my team, where obviously the other one ended up resulting to a better overall score. So this year, I kind of find myself not wanting to take the pretty clear, at least in my opinion, the clear first overall pick, because it's a movie I don't really care about, at least from the trailers and the reactions that I've heard of people talk about it. And I want to take the movie I actually really love, I really adore, and even if I don't think it's winning Best Picture, it can put up a Barbie, it can put up a Dune Part 1 total score point and be a top 3 film at the end of the day. And I have the film that it's changed its release date with to make it a better awards release date, I guess. So I guess I'm taking Sinners first overall.
Shit.
Till about 12 hours ago, I fully was convinced on Sentimental Value first overall, but I guess going back to the previous score totals of those other films, like I mentioned, Barbie, Dune Part 1, they rack up points even if they don't end up winning a ton above the line.
You know, that makes sense for you to do. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I don't hate to see it. I think it makes sense as a number one pick. I feel like at the end of the year, no matter how this awards race shakes out, that is a good number one pick.
That was a really, really bad pick. Wouldn't have done that at all. Would have let it fall. Okay, so with that said, I do agree with you, Dylan. I think that this year, even though there is a bit of a consensus as to the first and second pick overall for what are like the clear front runners in award season, personally, you know, I didn't love Sinners and Sentimental Value. I have some doubts with. So, you know, it would be the smart thing to do right here, but maybe I'm not the right person to do it. And I think that Jonathan might be interested in doing something with me here. Jonathan, would you be interested in trading first and second round places with me? I'd be happy to, Arnaud. I would
You
be more
bastards.
than happy to. I'd be more than happy.
You know, I gave a chance to Matt through DMs, but he didn't take the bait. So I thought I'd go further down to see if somebody else would be interested, so that I can have a better second round pick. And I'm glad, I'm happy to give that privilege over to John.
Would you be interested at this point, Arnaud? I'm not doing the pre-gaming. I'm jumping in right now.
Goddamn
What
it.
can I do to sweeten the deal? What can I do here?
I did shake hands with John virtually.
The handshake emoji
But
and all.
now that we're 5 players, Matt, what's sweetening the deal here? Because you realize I did shake hands with John here, so you're gonna have to. I know you want Sentimental Value, but like. Like, is that it? Are you just saying, yo, why don't you trade places with me?
I'm trying to think of what would sweeten the deal. We have a bond. We go way back.
We do have a bond. We do
together.
go way back.
You know, we saw Sentimental Value together.
No, we didn't.
do
We
this
were in separate rooms.
Were we?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think right
You
there,
were
that's
at the
the exciting
ovation,
fact.
and I was at the
No,
screening.
I was at the press
I came out of
screening.
that screening, was like, yeah, that might win screenplay at Cannes or something. And then I started looking at my DMs, like, what the fuck? Did I watch a different movie? Like, what
I was
is
at the
this?
press screening with you. I didn't go to the premiere. So we were in the
okay.
same room. And
Okay,
honestly, I think you owe me for forgetting that. I feel hurt. I feel insulted. I feel like you owe me this placement. I feel like you owe me this trade.
Do I go with honor, or do I go with family?
I mean, the third pick, it's right in the middle, does really nothing for you. And we talk about friendship here. I mean, from the sound of it, it sounds like you went to him first, and that friendship did nothing for you. Whereas me, I was like welcoming you in with open arms. So that's my piece. You can make your pick though.
My decision here is purely strategic,
It doesn't have to do with honor or family anymore. Because when I was making these decisions, when I was talking to you guys, I thought we were going to be six players.
Fuck.
And now I gotta throw this out the window. So Matt, let's trade.
I'm coming in. I'm sorry, John. That felt awful to do, but I got to be cutthroat. Last year I did that trade to get a Nora. This year I'm going for my favorite sentimental value, which I currently have winning 8 Academy Awards. So I'm just going all in for it. I think this is going to be the movie of the year. And whether it is or not, at least I'm sticking to my mandate. I'm picking my favorite films. I'm picking the things that align with my taste. I am not going for the things that I don't want on my team. I want this.
I mean, what's a film ball draft without a chaotic trade in the first round? Now, Arnaud, if you're really cool, you can do another trade here and keep moving back, but now you're on the clock.
That's true. But what would that give me? No, because Jonathan's gonna take what I want. I think I'll stay where I am. I'll take Marty Supreme.
Fuck my life.
The poker face failed.
Yeah. I just got bent over twice in a row. That's crazy. I had no strategy going into this. The only thing I knew for sure was I was like, well, I'm getting either Sinners or Sentimental Value, depending on what Dylan does. And now the one little thing that I had is out the window. And then I was like, maybe I could go for Marty Supreme. And that is now gone as well. So I know what Jack wants. I know what he wants. I know what he believes in. So I don't believe in it as much, but I could be mean and just take it. I
Should
could.
you though? You could.
I could. I could just continue the hurt train.
You
Just
could
pass it down.
pass it on. Yeah. Yeah.
Just pass
That's
it
fair.
down. But do I want to do that? Jack
Go with
has
your heart.
he has 2 picks in a row. But I do have another pick
I'll
coming
just
up.
jump in to say I've
Yeah.
done the spite pick multiple times in the past. It's never worked out for
Bad
me.
karma. Bad karma.
Every
man.
time that I've done a spite pick, trying to screw Dylan over because usually we're back to back and he screws me out of something, so I try to take something he likes. It never works out for me.
Well,
Trust
here's the
your
thing.
heart.
Last year, you tried to spite me, but you took the wrong spite film. A Complete Unknown was right there, and you took Queer instead. So if John picks the right spite film, maybe he's good.
I'll take Jake Kelly. Good value. I have another pick coming up soon. I'm okay with that.
Nice.
So now, Jack, we come up to you, your first ever film ball pick, and you get two of them in a row.
Okay. I struggle picking just one, so two is a lot of pressure. I'm gonna go first pick with I don't know if you thought this was what I was thinking of, John, probably. I think this has potential to crowd please and win Best Picture, so I'm going to pick Rental Family. I think it's gonna win TIFF. I've heard great things about it. I think it's gonna be the crowd pleaser of the year. So I'm gonna go with that for my first pick. My second pick, I wasn't sure if Frankenstein was still gonna be available. So now I'm really between that and one film that I think people are now suddenly believing in that I've believed in all along. So I kind of just want to pick it because I've been on the train all season. So I think I've got a potential Best Actress winner here. So I'm going to go with Hamnet as my second pick.
I've been on that train for like at least a month, and I hate that like now everybody's
Just now.
coming on board just
Everyone's
the
like,
last 2 days.
Begonia might not be the big pick. Maybe it's Hamnet. Yeah.
Could Wicked for Good is still there? A movie that I legitimately still get threats in my DMs to this day. I can't do Wicked. I just can't take it. I just can't take it. I want Frankenstein.
That was that would have been crazy if it actually went back to me. But that was probably the smart pick. You got the 2 Netflixes now. You're guaranteed at least one of them, if not both, hit. Yeah, I'm not going Wicked either. Just on principle. I would have liked to go with Hamnet, but that's okay. I'm also very confident in Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. Give that to me.
I want to propose a little bit of a trade. I feel like you know the movie I want. I know you also want it, but I could sweeten the pot a little bit and give you both 10 and 11. to get that movie here at 9 and I get your 13th overall pick back.
No, because I don't think you're gonna pick what I want next. So I'm not gonna bite on that because I feel good about what I'm about to do. So
That's no
um,
fun.
also shout out John. That was a spite pick done well. So
Thank you.
nice
Thank
job
you.
on that. Nice job. All right. First up, I'm going to go for the movie that you guys just passed on because no one believes in it. I believe in it. I think that this could be a top 3 player. I think it could perform better than the last one did. So give me Wicked for Good. I think that this is going to outperform everything that we're expecting for it. I feel like we underestimated Wicked last year, and we're still underestimating it this year. So happy to have that on my team. I'm sorry, Dylan. And now I hope that you don't purposefully spite pick what I want next round.
Well, the thing is, what I think you want here, I don't even think we'll get a nomination. I think it's a 0 spot across the board. So I won't be taking that. What is not very fun, though, is we have this little on the fly change here today. And now we got to change up our strategies in the middle of the draft here because I was feeling great about having the first overall pick and coming back with picks 12 and 13. And the 2 films I knew I wanted would make it to me there. But now it feels early to pick both of those films. So like I don't really know what to do here in this spot 10 11, but I feel like I have to take one of these movies because it probably shouldn't have fallen this far even if I don't think it's a round 1 value. I still think it's better than the end of round 2. So give me a little Yorgos Lanthimos with Begonia as my 10th overall selection here. And this is where stuff gets really fun at 11 because the 2 movies I really want, I feel like if I don't take them here, they don't make it back to me at 20, but picking them at 11 feels entirely way too high. But I can't be the world's largest James Cameron defender and not have Fire and Ash on my roster. So, Sinners, Begonia, Avatar feels like 3 very risky picks in terms of overall potential wins, but 3 films I will heavily root for this season.
Nice. That's exactly what I kind of expected from you there.
Wild looking at the films that are still on the board here. I didn't think I wasn't expecting this on my third pick here. But now I have a little bit more of a treasure trove to choose from. I can go Netflix, I can go Warner Brothers, I can go nah, I'm not going A24, fuck that. But I think I wasn't expecting this. Damn, I really wasn't expecting this, but I think I'm going Neon with No Other Choice.
God, fucking damn it, you bastard.
Hey,
Bro, I'm
Matt, you
Korean.
should have done the trade.
I didn't think it would get this far, to be honest. I thought you were, but anyways.
You should have done the trade, Matt. I didn't think it would make it back to you. I figured Arnaud would take either that or another film, but that's the one that I knew that you kind of wanted. You had the chance.
Dude, I thought I was golden there. I forgot that we traded spots, Arnaud, so I forgot that could come back to you. But when you were like, I could go Netflix, I could go Warner Bros., I was like, he's not mentioning Neon. He's not mentioning Neon. Ooh, this fool.
Yeah, because
This
I'm saving it for
fool.
last.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Well, I have been heavily against the film that I'm about to take all year, but maybe I'm making a mistake that it's still here and I'm going to go for it. But to be fair, the buzz for this one has been very strong. My whole thesis against it is just that I believe Warner Brothers is going to not support it. I could be fully wrong about that. And even if I'm right about it, I still think it gets a few nominations across the board. So give me one battle after another. I'm happy with that in the 3rd round. And even if it doesn't perform well, I know I'm going to love it. So I'm still happy to have it on my team.
The way you introed that pick, totally thought you were going somewhere else, but I think this is the better of the 2 choices that you had there.
Jonathan, you could have like a 100% Netflix team right now.
I could. I'm already lost on what to do. Like I am fully lost. I don't like anything else. And that has become clear as I've played this. I don't know what year this is for me, but I've been in this for a bit now, and I'm still like, don't even remember what gets the most points, which I should strive for, but it's part of the fun, I guess. No other choice. Took the Korean movie from me. It's a little messed up. Um, what do I take here? I was fully planning on one battle after another making its way back. So yet again, one more pick. I I think because I want to move this along and not take too long thinking, I'm just gonna go with the Palme d'Or winner. It was just an accident. I want at least one neon thing. I will take that.
Two picks is a lot of stress. I agree with Jonathan. I'm struggling to pick just one. So, first off, I think I'm gonna go with what I think is being a little underestimated. I don't have it in Best Picture, but I think it's got acting potential, makeup potential. I think we could see a The Whale here with The Smashing Machine. I think there has the potential at least two acting noms in makeup at the very least. Who knows? Maybe it ends up being more than that. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with for that one. And then my second pick. Um, hmm. I don't really believe in After the Hunt. So I think that's really just a Best Actress nomination play. So I think then I'm probably gonna go with I'll even though we know nothing about it and we only have like one still and no trailer and nothing, I'll take a House of Dynamite. Who knows? That could end up being something.
Yeah, when I mentioned the two movies I really wanted to pick at the end of round two and three when we were at six players, those were both of them. I think those are two
Okay.
great value picks right there.
Awesome.
I,
Okay,
I
cool.
just have flashbacks to picking the killer at round
That's what I
17,
that's what I
and
worried it was.
I
Yeah.
really think it's the killer. Maybe I'll be proven
Yeah.
wrong. You can clip this, but I think it's the killer.
Yeah. Genre Netflix film from a big director who not Netflix's priority. But who
Early
knows?
October.
Yeah, the release date and the lack of like there's only one still and no trailer
Mhm.
is not the best. But Catherine Bigelow, big return, could be something.
Venisoned New York is a good
It's a
fit
good
for
sign.
this, but The Killer did the same, right?
That was very fast. I'm just trying to think at what point does After the Hunt become good value? At what point? Because that poster is giving me PTSD and it's just a poster. And Luca hasn't really failed me, at least in terms of making like at least a good movie. I'll take F1. We move like that.
I hate you, John.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I love it. I love that pick. I'm like everyone else. I'm looking at After the Hunt and going, I should do it, but I don't believe in it. And last year, I looked at Queer and I went, I should do it, but I don't really want it. And then I did it, and it flopped for me, even though in my heart I knew I shouldn't have taken it. So I know I should not take After the Hunt right now. Um, I'm gonna take Is This Thing On?
That's it. No comments.
Yeah. Solid. Solid enough.
I mean, this is one of our big unknowns. It is still Searchlight. It is still Bradley Cooper. We know that the reason it's only doing New York and no other festivals is because they're not finished editing it. Um, I feel like there's enough here, and I don't think it would last another round. So I'm just gonna snag it now.
Likewise, something I have trouble seeing lasting too many more rounds. And while I don't think it's a picture play or anything, like Burger's streak has been very consistent, so I think I have to take Ballad of a Small Player here. The trailer looked better than I expected, but given what I think of All Quiet and Conclave, I'm not expecting anything great here. I'll just be hopefully satisfied with a little bit of its performance here and there, maybe a few acting or screenplay nominations. I'm not expecting anything else.
Puts me in a very unfun spot here because since I last picked, almost outside of Ballad, that was all the films pretty much in a row of the ones I was looking at here. So now I have the fun thing of do I keep letting this one movie fall down the board, or if my comparison of May December to it all year still pans out because May December was like number 11, number 12 in terms of total points that season. If a screenplay and an acting or two can come along. So part of me kind of wants to offer John both 20 and 21 to get F1, but I feel like in terms of making up for maybe an overpick of Avatar, I should be safe. So for the first one here, I'll take After the Hunt just for some points that I don't believe in picture, but I think still ends up as a pretty high film at the end of the day. And to pair with it, I will just go with another film I think will be pretty safe. I've been pretty consistent on my thoughts with this film all year long that it's going to retain its screenplay nomination. And because we have a brand new category this year, it can add an additional nomination. So I will take Wake Up Dead Man at 21, I guess.
Damn, that was gonna be my next pick probably.
Like, there's some films I'm looking at, I'm like, is this too early or is this right because I'm in this spot? This is normally a films that I would take at 5, but now it's a little weird. Do I go with it? Do I go with it? You know what? Some people really are saying that this is just like buried under a massive slate, but I think this can surprise, and I see a world where this can be like Netflix's number 3, dare I even say number 2, if things really, really fall through. I think Train Dreams looks fucking great.
When you said massive slate, I thought you were coming for my next pick, because I'm looking over at Warner Bros. And I'm seeing some of the best reviews of the year for Weapons. And I'm seeing that this is a film I loved so deeply. And, we've seen cool shit happen. Last year, The Substance went in like the 8th or 9th round for us. And, I think
Seventh.
we're underestimating 7th. Okay, 7th round for The Substance. I feel like Weapons right here in the 5th round, that's not a bad placement for it. So I'm going with that one. Get Aunt Gladys her Oscar nomination, maybe some more. I could see this being a surprise WGA nomination with the exclusion of some of the other films that are in there. I feel like the love for this one is not going to disappear. And I think one battle after another and Weapons will kind of pick up some steam and come along in some spots. Maybe not both of them, but I've got my bases covered for what is Warner Brothers' second push behind Sinners. So I'm completely happy with having Weapons on my team as well.
I respect the hell out of that. Did not think it would go that early. Did not think that was going to happen, but I respect it because I also love Weapons a lot.
I probably could have waited a little bit. It might have come back around to me. But look, I've got it top 20 in Best Picture right now. And at this point, I think the rest of my top 20 has all gone.
So now I kind of pivot to just try to get as many points as I can. So now I'm thinking, where do I target? Do I target like surefire categories, the indie spirits, or like what do I do here? So that's what I'm debating. I'll go with The Secret Agent.
I'm excited for other people to see The Secret Agent because it's really not the film that I think anyone expects it to be. It's definitely not the film I expected it to be, but we'll see. Can Neon tap into some magic that happened last year with I'm Still Here? Or was that just like a fluke?
I mean, in the same way, I came out of Sentimental Value thinking like, yeah, that was a really good film, but like it's nothing like to write home about or anything. I wonder if like this is what we're both experiencing with The Secret Agent. You know what I mean? Where on top of that, there's festival fatigue and all that. Like it's, I maybe dozed off like somewhere in the second act, and then came back up in the third act. But even then, like it's not, again, I really don't think it's the film that people are imagining it to be. It's a very, very dialogue heavy, anticlimactic film. Anti-spy movie, I guess. I don't know.
Another 2 picks. I think I'm gonna first off go with one that I think right now is probably the front runner in animated, even though I don't know if it's gonna end up winning. I feel like a nomination is looking pretty good right now. Number 1 at the box office this weekend, I'm gonna take K-pop Demon Hunters. Could also potentially get an original song nomination there. I don't know if this is too early, but I feel like it wouldn't have come back around to me, and I need something in animated. So I'm gonna go with that for the first pick.
I was gonna take it
Um,
next. I was gonna
okay,
take it next. Damn,
okay.
two Korean shit away from me.
So, sorry. You had the
Everyone
chance
is
for both of them.
stealing
Yeah,
these Korean films from.
I'm stealing them. Yeah.
It's brutal.
Who's gonna steal the French film away from me?
Hmm. I'm not looking at a French film next. I think I could maybe wait for this, but part of me thinks if it release, that's the other thing. It doesn't have a release date, but it's gonna hit some festivals. And I think this could maybe at least be like The Apprentice last year. Maybe some makeup nominations, some acting nominations. I'm gonna take The Wizard of the Kremlin. I think that has potential to break out at the fests. Could have waited maybe, but I don't really know what else to pick, so I'm gonna go with
Good
that.
buzz on that one.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, Jack, your team is essentially everything I wanted originally, so I love your
Sorry.
team.
Thank you, thank you.
There is another one that feels kind of big that has no distributor. Do I take it now and potentially
Do it.
waste a good spot here if it doesn't?
Do it.
I don't know. I don't know if that's me. I don't know if that's me because then I
It
get to
is
say I called
crazy
it.
that that one hasn't gone yet because a lot of people still have it in their top 10 for Best Picture.
This isn't Amelia Perez where everybody loved it.
I was gonna go with K-pop. That's gone. So I'm just gonna target the indie spirits, and I'll just take Sorry Baby now.
Good pick. Good pick. And I feel like at this point, it's not a bad thing to be going for those indie spirits points. We know Sorry Baby. We know that it's good. And that's always, I mean, I think back to the first year we ever played this game, which also was a group of 5 people that year. We've done 6 every year since. But that year, the person who almost won picked entirely a slate of films that had already released because they were all known quantities and you know there was no misses on that team. But anyways, for my next pick here, I'm torn between a few potentials. Whether I want to go for an animation, whether I want to go for something that could hit the Golden Globes, or whether I want to go for an unpremiered film that has been picking up some solid buzz. But I think I'm going to lean towards animation this time. I'm going to take Zootopia 2.
Fuck. Smash.
So last year, in the sixth round, I went with a wild card, risky pick that paid off really, really well initially until we learned it came out the following year. The film that won the People's Choice Award that is not going to be nominated for Best Picture or anything like that, clearly, not least because it's like Neon's #4 film at most. So yeah, but it is their only or at least their highest priority English language film, uh, given I wouldn't really count sentimental value like that. So I'm gonna claim back The Life of Chuck, which I feel like I kind of am owed, or I should owe myself because I managed to predict that last year. And you know, it's again, I'm not anticipating anything crazy here. It's just I like for my own sake, I need to tell myself, yeah, I'm happy I chose that last year. I need to claim it back.
That's insane.
Crazy. I respect it. I respect it.
It's a great pick. I mean, Chuck out of the gate is going to give you like 200 points, which I think 200 points is about the level you want from a movie to even have it on your roster. So it can only go up from there. I probably would have taken it with one of these two picks if he didn't there. So I think that is a
I just think adapted screenplay, right? Like maybe, I don't know.
I have two options of what I can really do here, and I don't feel great about my choices. So I kind of want to throw a potential trade over to you, Jack. Between K-pop and Kremlin, I don't know if you feel like giving up either, but I could potentially give you both of my picks here for that movie, and then your pick at number 35 overall.
See, I have no clue what I would pick right now, so I think I might have to say no to that,
Gotcha. Okay. It was worth a shot. It was
unfortunately.
worth a shot. Those are two
Yeah.
movies that I felt pretty great about getting because originally I had picks 24 and 25. So I felt like I could have got one of them there, but waiting for 30, is a little bit of a stretch. But I mean, I don't think my three-peat is happening just based off of my roster now. So why don't I take my first big swing of the draft? I mean, we have three waiver periods for a reason. You're supposed to drop movies that don't pan out well. So I'll take Ann Lee. It's fell far enough. It's been getting drafted in the first round in some of our leagues so far. So getting it here in, what is this, the sixth round feels like pretty good value. Even if I don't believe this movie comes out this year, can easily just dump it off when we hit our waivers in October. And I mean, we've had a little bit of an animation run. I guess I will kick off the documentary run. And there's two docs here. I kind of feel good about either, but I don't feel like they both get back to me. I guess I'll just go with the safer one between the two. So I'll go with The Perfect Neighbor.
Nice. Well, good for you for kicking that off. I think I'm gonna take a film that I think we all agree doesn't have like super high potential awards wise, but it's been getting great reviews, and I'm a little surprised it lasted up until now still. So I think I have to, see what happens with what might be A24's number two or number three. If I had legs, I'd kick you.
Nice. That is not being valued as much as it should be. Because honestly, Rose Byrne, the reviews for it, I think she could be our Andrea Riseborough of this year.
I think she could take. I had Jennifer Lawrence in there initially, but I think she could fulfill that similar spot.
I don't know, man. I don't
Who
know,
knows what's
man.
happening with that? Who knows? But yeah, she looks like a better bet for sure for actress.
I'm going to go for my next pick with a film that, despite the fact that I don't have a ton of confidence in it, there is a world where this could be a big below the line player, could get some love at the Golden Globes, and could eventually possibly end up in some supporting actress categories. I'm going to take a musical. I'm a big musical fan. So because Anne Lee's off the board and I wouldn't have taken it anyways, I'm going to take Kiss of the Spider Woman.
If we drafted like 2 weeks ago, I probably would have taken Kiss of the Spider Woman in like the fourth round. But the fact that it's at zero fall festivals tells me Lionsgate doesn't want to play this year. And as we've seen in the past, Lionsgate either goes all out or they do nothing. So I feel like this could be a super value pick if they do something for it. But I haven't seen them want to do anything for it.
I maybe this is just my point of view, but like given the trailer we just got, like it doesn't feel like the type of film that would, but where they would want to put it at fall festivals. But maybe that's just me.
Well, I was counting on one of the three of Ann Lee, Perfect Neighbor, or If I Had Legs. So all got swooped up in 5 seconds. Now I don't know what to do at all. I don't even know the next safest animated contender. I'm going to take Scarlet, which is not a documentary, I realize, but I'll take Scarlet.
Nice. Honestly, the festival play of that one is really strong.
Yeah.
It just comes down to, is the Academy ready for a sword fighting anime,
Probably
or
not.
does that spot get filled by K-pop Demon Hunters being a sword fighting, not anime?
Hopefully, K-pop Demon Hunters, given my team. But okay, I was really hoping you didn't go with a certain film there, Jonathan. So thank you. I think the trailer recently made me a little more confident in this. I think we could potentially at least get some acting nominations. I'm gonna go with An Enemy, unless who knows, maybe my second pick. But yeah, I think this looks very good. I've heard it's very weird and artsy. But I think at the very least, Daniel Day-Lewis returning to acting, I feel like that has to at least be considered. So I'm gonna go with that one. You know what? Who knows? I think this probably won't be a good film, but I think there's potential with it. I'm going to take The Lost Bus, which I think could be a crowd pleaser. I think you've got Jamie Lee Curtis campaigning for it, so who knows? Um, who knows? Maybe it places at TIFF or something. But yeah, I'm going to go with that.
I think that's great value. I was
Yeah,
kind of
agreed.
hoping that people were undervaluing it and I might be able to snag it like around 8 or 9, but I think you picked really good value for that, especially seeing as recently there was a group of critics that saw it and they all put it into their top 10 for Best Picture. So
Yeah, the Vanity Fair group, I think they all saw it and they did a piece on it and it was in their 10. So maybe they know.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Paul Greengrass is that's like a solid director to bet on every time. to be honest. We're in it now. We're in it now. I got 3 picks left. Do I take one that I just kind of want, even though I have no idea its potential point value, or do I again target a specific category? I'll take Seurat.
No, I mean, I'll give it to you. I think it has zero potential, but like that's my favorite film, so
I want the cool points, you know. I want the style points. That's what I want.
that's fair. That's fair.
The EDM points.
Yeah.
It's cool. Dude, you're doing a great job of spite picking. Okay, my next pick. So there's a film out here that I think is being undervalued quite a bit, specifically because this is a distributor that basically anytime they're in the race, they get something in. Whether it is just an acting nomination or whether it's more than that, but they've proven time and time again, you don't underestimate them, even though every year we tend to underestimate Sony Pictures Classics at this point. So I'm going to be taking the Richard Linklater movie Blue Moon, which is another musical adjacent film on my list now. I'm really racking up the theater kid points here. But the trailer released for this one, and not only does the cast look fantastic and possibly might play into some of the acting races, but I also feel like this could be a makeup nomination. I just feel very hopeful about this one overall, and whether or not it's a thing at the Oscars or the Golden Globes, I know that this is a film that is like tailor-made for me, so I need it for my team.
Well, Arnaud, before you pick here, quick question. Thoughts on trading you pick 40 and 41 for 39 and 42? So you get 2 in a row. I just leapfrog you over one spot.
Okay, but like I'm not scared that you'll take the picks. I mean, wait.
If
No,
you're not scared, then it's a win
no.
for you then.
And then we'll see from your reaction in like 10 seconds if maybe you should have pushed it a little more. I was a little scared, Matt. I thought you were talking about Paramount for a second because we haven't talked about Paramount at all. And honestly, you know what's a film that could do slightly better than we anticipate because it looks goofy as fuck, but it's actually, playing festival circuit pretty well and just got a performance prize at TIFF? Roofman.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about like maybe a random like acting nomination at the Golden Globes? I don't. It's got an October release date. They're not dumping it in September or anything like that. Roofman might be undervalued a little bit here.
I love Channing Tatum, but that is not the movie I wanted to go up for. Matt just mentioned Richard Linklater. I want the other one. I want Nouvelle Vague. I think that
You can have it.
if Netflix selects it, or not Netflix, sorry, if France selects it, I think Netflix can power it up for international feature. It could be that random cinematography nomination that we seem to get every year, especially from Netflix.
No.
So I think here, this late in the draft, it's worth this throw shot here. And to pair with it, there's 2 movies I was really, really high early in the year on, and I've cooled very, very off of due to either their reaction at a festival or their studio just seemingly not caring about the film. So I kind of want to take one of them here just to say I have a play inside of some early called failed shots. And between the two, I guess the one I want to keep on my roster, or the one I want to add to my roster, is the Sight Unseen one. So actually, no, I'm gonna switch that up. I'll go with Die My Love. I'll go with that over the other one.
Okay.
It would be disappointing if you didn't have that on your team, honestly.
Well, I wanted to keep it for the last pick, but I don't think it would make it back. So I'll just go with it here, even if I think the other one has a higher potential.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Nouvelle Vague, and I think there is one film left on the board that I personally think is guaranteed an international feature nomination and probably some other little prizes on here. And I'm talking about The President's Cake. So I'm going to take that.
Nice.
I was hoping that would fall to waivers.
That's a great film and definitely worthy of being in our list of drafted films here. All right, for my next one, I'm going to take, we've talked a little bit about documentaries, what's safe, what's not. I'm going to take the documentary that I think will sweep the season, will clean up everything. I think The Perfect Neighbor might actually get completely buried by Netflix. I think that they might be treating it more as a true crime doc than as an awards doc, and that's why we've only seen it show up at Sundance and New York Spotlight. So I'm going to take the Palestinian film that I feel like is going to clean up the season. It's this year's No Other Land. It's playing at every single festival that it possibly can. So give me Put Your Soul on Your Hand and Walk.
That was gonna be my next one. Um, 2,000 meters to Andrivka. I need some documentary. I'm cool with that being the third doc off the board.
I feel really dumb picking Perfect Neighbors so much early because I thought all three of those would go in a row, and I was like, I'd rather get one of them than none of them, and then clearly I could have waited like another round or two since it's been like 15, 20 picks since I took that.
I probably should have a documentary on my list, but I feel like the documentary this race or this season is it's a little unsure compared to other seasons. I feel like maybe I could save that for afterwards for trades or waivers and such. So I don't think I'm gonna pick. I probably should pick one, but I don't think I'm going to. Instead, I think I think this could maybe get some Golden Globe nominations. So I'm gonna go with Song Sung Blue with Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman. You know, who knows what that could end up being. These are my final two picks, so you know, not the bet, not slim pickings here. And then my last one, yeah, I'm probably just not going to pick a documentary, and I'll take Rose of Nevada. I think that sounds interesting, and I think who knows,
Whoa.
that could end up being something. It sounds very cool, and it's got a good festival run, so I'm just going to pick that one.
I love seeing final rounds being used to shoot your shot on something. Absolutely
Yeah,
love it.
What
yeah,
is that?
who knows?
It's
I
a
forget who the
sci-fi movie with like Callum Turner and
George McKay, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh,
it's like
I didn't
a
even know what
time
that was.
travel
Okay,
one, I
interesting.
think. They like lost ship, all that.
Yeah.
From the director
Interesting
of
thing.
Ennis Man.
Yeah, the interesting
Yes.
thing about this is it's entirely shot silently and they dubbed everything in post.
Oh, I
So
did not
there's
know that.
no recorded
Okay.
sound on set.
Interesting. Well, hopefully that works out well, you know.
So about like four times after I've picked, I've realized that I left a movie on the board. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that it existed. So for my last pick, I don't know about you guys, but what I want is I want the Golden Globe box office achievement. That's what I want. You guys are all aiming for the stars. I want that one. So you know who's gonna get me that one? Plus maybe an Oscar nom in a certain category? James Gunn will do that for me.
I thought you were gonna go Minecraft.
Hell no. No. I can go so far. Nah, I can't do Minecraft with Jack
La la la
Black.
lava.
Oh my God. And that one element, dude, I don't know, that looked practical to me. The makeup was pretty good. Guardians 3 had a lot of makeup. I'll take Superman. I don't really care. I'll take it for my last
That's
pick.
great pick. That was one of the ones I was considering for my last pick. There's another one I'm considering. It's, the other movie film that's not Die My Love, which I loved. Like Sound of Falling was fantastic, but I don't think I can pick that. And I just said that I love shooting your shot in the last round. And one of my earliest shots shot this year was motherfucking Preparation for the Next Life, which looks great. Great trailer. Great. It just looks awesome. I feel like this is going to be bigger than people are expecting it to. Yes, it has no fest presence. Yes, it's coming out at the beginning of September. I think that Amazon does not know what they have. I feel like there's a possibility that the reviews kind of blow them out of the water in terms of their expectations for where this is versus After the Hunt. It's clear Amazon wants to go all in on After the Hunt, but I don't think that's going to be the reality of how this season shakes out. And, is it a long shot? Yeah, but that's what this round is for. So, Preparation for the Next Life, bring it home, guys. Bring it home, Sabaya. I need this. I need to see it happen. I need to not be humiliated by my goofy ass conspiracy board earlier this year. So, fingers crossed this can pan out for me, or at least be indie spirits.
Love it. 10 toes down. I respect that.
Just like
I'm
Dylan
standing on
deserves
business.
just like Dylan deserves Die My Love, you deserve this one. You need this one, just on principle. Okay, so down to my last choice here. And then after that, it's only Dylan. So there's only two more films to be chosen here. My head tells me to go with Hedda, but I'm gonna leave that for Dylan because I think he likes Tessa Thompson a lot. So instead, I'm gonna go with something that's probably not gonna get as many points, and I'm gonna regret it or whatever. But I want to take a little bit of um of a very specific kind of points risk here, because I remember back in 2022, 2023, there was this film called After Sun, which, sure, it went on to get an Oscar nomination for Best Actor, but even if you remove that, it garnered so many points from British specific award shows, from debut film prizes, from indie film prizes. So when you got that combo of like debut film, British, and independent film, and there's a film that like is clearly number one in all of these, you get a major result. And this year we don't have that. Back in 2023, I tried to predict, how to have sex. Maybe that would be the one, but clearly that was not it. And I think this might just be another how to have sex, but I still want to shoot my shot. I'm thinking if there's one this year, British independent debut film, it's Urchin. Urchin was great. When people see it, they'll be pleasant, at least pleasantly surprised by it. This is a film that I was expecting not that much of, and when I saw it, I was like, "That's actually really good." Like, I didn't think Harris Dickinson had that. I didn't think he had the chops. So yeah,
I'm shocked, Arnaud, you didn't go with Splitsville. That's your baby.
it is my baby, but maybe later. I don't know. I would have gone with it if we were at at pick number 55 or something.
So yeah, that brings me to my final pick. I kind of did my failed call shot last round, so I don't know if I should double up on those. And I still want to have not too many films to have to waiver off at the end of the day. So I think I'll leave Hedda out there because I also don't want to take the Metacritic points to tank me during that first waiver cycle. And then if it is huge at TIFF and Amazon pulls their little delay thing that they seem to do every year, then I guess I'll circle back around to it. But looking at the movies here, there is one I really want to take, but I am like 99% sure this movie is not releasing this year because they're holding it for Cannes next year. So I'm not going to take that one. And for the memes, I kind of want to take Ella McKay, but even with that trailer, I can't bring myself to even entertain that thought. So I'm between two movies, and one is about having good genes, but the other one, there's a lot of people wearing jeans in it. So they're self-distributing it, but Amzaya King, final pick. Let's make the song and actor and youth actor play happen.
That's crazy. I was wondering if someone was going to take that.
I guess, Jack, first draft officially in the books. You got your team of 10 films. What's your thought on your roster?
I feel pretty decent about it overall. I think I started off pretty good, and those last few picks, like, who knows what they could end up being. I feel like that's what the last few rounds are for. Song Sung Blue and Rose from Nevada. We'll see. I probably maybe could have gone for something safer like Sound of Falling or Hedda or Hinrajab in that category because I do realize I don't have any international films or documentaries. So those are two categories that I won't be getting points in, but I think maybe those are two categories I could save for waivers later on in the season. But yeah, I'm pretty happy overall. I've got, I think, a big animated front runner. I feel very decent about Rental Family being a potential spoiler for Best Picture winning. And I think a potential acting winner for Hamnet. So yeah, I think overall I feel pretty decent about my team. I wasn't expecting to get an enemy that late either, so that was a nice surprise for me.
John, you had pick number 4 this year. You sniped a lot of picks from people, but I guess how do you feel about your roster here at the end of the day?
Considering that I entered this with the number 2 pick in my head, and then it was just snatched right out from under me. I feel like I did as good a job as I could have, at least in the beginning. I'll admit, as I was doing the last minute research, I noted in my head, I was like, okay, Blue Moon, Anemone, those are the kind of movies I'm targeting. And then I just completely forgot because I started panicking when it was my turn. So I just took Scarlet and Sarah. But it's fine. Again, James Gunn's got me, a movie that I think is like okay, to be honest. But overall, I think the top half of my draft is I'm confident in.
And you mentioned pick number 2 got sniped away from you. Matt, you traded up to number 2 to grab sentimental value, but how do you feel about the rest of your team?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. I came into this video, my intro saying, look, this year I want to go for the films that I love. And looking at my list, I'm looking at a list of films that I am stoked for. I'm looking at a list of films that I know I personally love. I mean, sentimental value, Weapons, that's my number 1, my number 2 of the year at this point. I am personally a big musical person, so that means Wicked for Good, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and to an extent, Blue Moon. All 3 of those being on my roster feels great. I have loved almost every single PTA and Bradley Cooper movie. So those are something I'm excited for. Preparation for the next life. That's something I've been repping all year now. And then I got a documentary and I got the sequel to one of my favorite animated movies of the last decade. So look, I mean, am I going to win? I don't know. But in my heart, I won. I won my own heart here.
Arnaud, you broke hearts. You switched your trade at the very last second. You decided to go with pick number 3, start things off with Marty Supreme. But you had 9 other films on your roster, too. Do you feel like this is an improvement after last year's insane draft? Because you originally drafted 4 Best Picture nominees. Do you feel like you're going to rise the ranks, stay at number 2, or I guess fall in the ranks?
Yeah, I'm not about those sentimental endings. I'm about blowing shit up. Right now, this team, these last few years, I've been going for things. I've been trying to go for things that have already come out, and maybe this is a bit of bias. I don't know, but I wasn't super satisfied with what had already come out this year. So I wanted to take risks this year and pick films that I haven't seen. And indeed, the only films I've seen from this list are Life of Chuck and Urchin. Everything else I haven't seen yet. So I am hoping they will surprise, and they will, that people will respond to them. Maybe also through recency bias from the films coming out later in the year and that kind of thing. So we'll see if Marty Supreme, if No Other Choice, if Springsteen, and even if Roofman really surprises us, then I got a strong team. But right now, no way of knowing for sure.
The first overall pick, I took Sinners, and this year, I think more so than any other year, is just a giant question mark, and a lot of movies I just don't really see myself wanting to root for or care about. So that's kind of what led me to that overall pick, but I think with the last minute adjustment we had to really shake up all of our draft boards, I don't really love my team. I think I took a lot of safe films throughout, and I don't feel like I have much boom potential on my roster after a certain point. But I mean, if some of these bigger films, if some of these more unknown films really come into fruition, like Ann Lee or Die My Love makes a resurgence, or even Anxiety King somehow makes its presence felt into the season. We got one victory here with the Minecraft McDonald's toy. We have a second victory here with the Minecraft McDonald's toy. I want the third victory, the most important, the three-peat with the poop Minecraft McDonald's toy. No three-peat has happened in Filmball before, so this would be very special, but I don't think this roster is really built for that this season.
I'll say, looking at the teams right now, there are 2 people that have 3 of my Best Picture nominees on their teams, and that is Jack and Arnaud. Because Jack, Rental Family, Hamnet, Smashing Machine, I think that is a really, really strong combo. But then again, I am more of a believer in Smashing Machine than I think most people are. And Arnaud, Marty Supreme, Springsteen, No Other Choice. Those are the 3 that I've got on your team. I don't know, between the 2 of you, you know what? I think, Jack, you have a stronger team down the line than I believe Arnaud does. So you are my vote right now for who I think is going to win this game.
I had to take, I wasn't sure if I could wait even further on that, so I'm glad I took it second round. I feel like maybe a few months ago, I could have maybe taken that later, but I feel like people have both. I remember back when we did our early predictions in April, we had Rental Family and Hamnet in there, and people did not believe in either of them as much. So, but now it seems like people have come around to them. So I'm happy to take them as my first 2 picks.
I think I agree with Matt. I said it in the draft. Jack has a lot of the films I was eyeing to pick. And I mean, I think this spot of the 5th round pick in a 5-person league seems to be a money spot, because I love your first 6 picks here. I'm not as high on some of Anemone and Lost Bus, but if they hit, you have some huge breakouts at the end of your draft. And I think for a very first draft, this is like one of the best ones you can really put together. But I think this year, all the teams are pretty even. We all have, I think, at least two pretty safe top 15 films, and then after that it's just who really picks out those sniper picks. So like I think there's a chance where someone could finish fifth and that same person could also finish first.
I agree, and honestly I'm surprised to even see something like Wicked go this late. And so I think we have relatively balanced teams. This is coming from, even last year, like personally I was looking at Ryan's team. We didn't know that Joker Foliadur was going to be terrible, but I think a lot of us knew that Blitz was going to be bad, or at least was not going to live up to the award's potential. I think a lot of us already knew that, and we were like, I don't know about picking that immediately. And I mean, no offense, John, but I saw your piano lesson pick and I was like, I don't know about that, man. Second this early. So like, but this year I'm not seeing that as much. So
I just want to thank everyone for coming out and being a part of this. This has been a really fun tradition on this channel, and it's always fun to have new faces. So thank you for joining us again, John, and thank you for joining us for the first time, Jack. We're really happy to have you both here.
And I just want to reiterate what Matt just had said there. Thank you so much if you've made it this far inside the video. That's another Filmball draft down in the books, and if you're not already subscribed, you definitely want to, because as we mentioned earlier inside the video, Ryan had a last-minute scheduling conflict and was unable to make it here today for this draft, but when we get to our October waiver video, he'll make his triumphant return, because we can't leave our man out for a draft this year. We have a brand new spin to the game that you'll definitely want to see. But in addition to that waiver video, we also have predictions here on the channel. We do film reviews, and of course we attend festivals. Matt will be going to New York for the first time ever. I will be joining him for a few days in addition to both regional festivals that I attend each and every year. We would love to hear from all of you out there, so comment down below which team you think has the best draft right here before we kick off the Venice Film Festival. And until next time, my name's Dyl. This has been Fantasy Filmball. Peace.